Hello, wonderful person. This is Adam, and today we're going to be talking about stone tools and how they changed everything forever. The discovery and use of fire was very important to early human development, but I believe that stone tools played a much bigger role, and they don't often get enough credit. Without learning how to use stone tools, early humans would never have unlocked the more advanced tech that we use today. Stone tools were the original cutting edge technology. The first stone tools showed up about 2.6 million years ago in the Lokalai, Kenya area. These early stone tools were very basic and known as Oldwan toolkits, which include hammerstones, stone cores, and sharp stone flakes. Early humans in East Africa used the hammerstones to strike stone cores and produce sharp flakes. The stone flakes would be removed from the stone core, creating sharp edges. These stone cores could then be held like a small hand axe to break bones, while the flakes were used like small knife blades to cut and slice meat. This was the beginning of flint knapping, which takes a long time to fully master. Some people still learn this skill as a hobby to this day, and there are lots of videos here on YouTube showcasing the techniques needed to become a skilled flint knapper. For more than 2 million years, early humans used these tools to cut, pound, crush, and access a variety of foods that were not available to them before. One of those foods was bone marrow, and it gave early humans the extra nutrients they needed to survive, hone their skills, and feed the huge energy requirements that our brains needed. Early humans spread from Africa to other parts of the world, evolving their stone tools every step of the way. By about 1.76 million years ago, early humans began to make the Acheulean hand axes and other large cutting tools. They made these by striking really large flakes and then continued to shape them by striking smaller flakes from around the edges. The resulting implements would become a hand axe. These Acheulean hand axes and a variety of other novel forms of stone cores continued to be made for an immense period of time, ending in different places by around 400,000 to 250,000 years ago. This early period of human development took the longest because they were just trying to survive and didn't have anyone to teach them. They had to make it up as they went along, so basically the same as we are now. Only now we smash atoms together instead of just rocks. Anyway, by about 400,000 to 200,000 years ago, the pace of innovation in stone technology began to accelerate slightly. Hand axes by this time were made with exquisite craftsmanship and eventually gave way to smaller and more diverse toolkits. Humans were now focused on the smaller flakes rather than the larger ones. These toolkits were established earliest in Africa at around 285,000 years ago, and by about 250,000 to 200,000 years in Europe and parts of Western Asia. One of the main innovations was the application of the prepared core technique. This is where a core was carefully flaked on one side so that a flake of predetermined size and shape could be produced in a single blow. This technique raised the level of standardization and predictability in stone technology, and likely allowed humans to advance from the early Stone Age to the Middle Stone Age. Middle Stone Age toolkits could now include finer points, which could be hafted onto wood shafts to make spears. When smaller points were eventually made, they could be attached to smaller, slimmer shafts to make darts, arrows, and other projectile weapons. In Africa, the Middle Stone Age toolkits sometimes included blades and other types of archaeological evidence, like complex beads and artifacts that indicated the use of color and symbols. There was now even the creation of tools to make clothes, like stone owls, which could have been used to perforate hides, and scrapers that were useful in preparing hides, wood, and other materials. This fully expanded the early tech tree and gave us the baseline from which we are now building off of. These toolkits lasted until at least 50,000 to 28,000 years ago. The later Stone Age tools would include toolkits that were much more diverse and reflected stronger cultural diversity than in earlier times. The pace of innovations rose and progress was being made from generation to generation now. Groups of Homo sapiens had started to experiment with other raw materials like bone, ivory, and antler. The level of craftsmanship increased, and different groups were developing their own distinct cultural identity, in addition to the new tools they were making. Language was also developing at this time as well. Humanity was really coming into its own, and this is the era in which the image of the caveman comes from. The spirit of humanity was forged with stone tools. We learned to shape them, but they also shaped our minds and allowed us to become something more. This would eventually lead from the nomadic hunter-gatherer stage of humanity to humans developing agriculture in the early stages of society. But that is a story for another time. A great book series that goes through the lives of early humans in the Stone Age is the Clan of the Cave Bear series by Jean Auel. I really highly recommend that you check it out. If you haven't, I'll leave a link to her books in the description below, along with my sources for this video. Anyways, that's going to be all for today. Please do let me know if you've enjoyed, and don't forget to leave a like and hit that subscribe button. I really do appreciate all of your support, and I hope you have a wonderful day.